Hello, and welcome to what is going to be called the Yasss Podcast.
It is.
Yes. I'll introduce us in a second. The general gist of this is like we've chatted about it for a while, and we've decided that we've both got the ego to assume that you people would be quite happy to listen to both of us talk about whatever we want for an hour, and hopefully you'd want to listen to more of it. But I guess we'll find out about that after you've heard what is to be this first episode. So I am your long-haired purveyor of all things that is cool in the 90s, Andy Hamilton, aka Andy Hero on the tweets, and I am joined by my co-host, climbing in through my bedroom window via the means of a ladder,
James Robert Swallow.
Mr. James Swallow, aka Swaz, aka Chairman Blau, aka Bigger Baby Jesus. How's it going?
Big Video Nasty. I like to be.
Big Video Nasty. Yes.
Yeah, this is scary. I've never done one of these before. Even in my own bedroom. I have the fear. The fear has struck me.
It is bad. I mean, I hate hosting. I've done other ones, and when like I have to do the intro and stuff, I'm just like, oh no.
It's just like a shit dinner party.
Yeah.
Where it's just like your girlfriend's mates and none of yours.
Dinner sharty. I've been to so many of them when it's your girlfriend's mates and none of yours, and like they try and sort of like feign an interest in the stuff that you're into, like, oh, so like how's the
and I've got to tell them that I'm in fucking
games?
IT, so they already think I'm a cunt straight away.
Yeah.
Well, he's got nothing to say, so you can fuck off.
See, what I do is I always go like, right, I do two jobs. I'm going to let you decide what's more interesting. And if they stayed the first one, which is repairing mobile phones, straight away some cunt will go like, oh, well, do you know what to do with this? Like, it's been bothering me for a couple of weeks, and like out comes their phone. And
then you see the pictures they've been trying to hide. Yeah,
exactly. You know a lot about people when you look at their recently deleted on the iPhone. Who put that in? Like, because that's a new feature, the recently deleted folder. Because I'm pretty sure if you're deleting pictures from your phone, it's because you want them gone.
Yeah.
You don't want them in recently deleted.
Recently deleted, but I kind of want to hang on to them just in case I want a divorce.
Yeah, exactly. It's a dangerous place, that recently deleted folder. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second one is like, I'll write about video games, and then it's just like feigned interest, like, oh, so what's a good video game now? And if you give them an honest answer, like, well, I'm really looking forward to like Metal Gear Solid 5 or like Mad Max, the new game, they just glaze over instantly. So you have to give them this like half bullshit answer of like, you start thinking like, what have they heard of?
Yeah.
So you sort of go down like,
COD, FIFA.
I've played a bit of this new Call of Duty and it's quite good, and and then you try and segue onto there if you see that they like actually go, oh wow, that's really good. And so yeah, fuck dinner parties is what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Well, I watched SummerSlam last night.
I watched it there and then.
Oh, live
on my fucking phone because my TV stopped working. so 4 hours glued to my phone. My eyes still ain't working properly. God,
watching wrestling live is, I mean, in America, if there are any Americans listening, it doesn't sound like a big deal. Like, yeah, well, we've had the parties all the time. People come over us, but watching wrestling live in the UK for many, many years has been like this kind of. It's almost like a ritual that you have to sort of.
You have to try and remember because of like Sunday trading that Tesco's is shut at 4.
There's so much that you have to factor in to like just you're like, right, okay, so the main show doesn't start until 1 a.m. So you need stuff to do before then.
The hour pre-show, if you're asked.
Oh, if you can, but if you're flagging before 1 a.m,
you might as well not bother wait till tomorrow night.
And then obviously there's the next day at work, and then you've got to work out like, is it worth staying up to watch it live? Because everyone says, like, I'll just avoid Twitter to avoid spoilers, but that ain't happening.
No, of course you're not.
Yeah, of course you're not going to avoid Twitter. What else am I going to do at work? Like, so yeah, you've got to sort of like commit to this kind of like sit up. But then there's always just that possibility that it's going to be rubbish.
A high possibility these days, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I fucking loved it.
See, I thought it was a pretty solid show, but there was one thing about it above everything else that really bothered me. Undertaker's hair.
I'm sure it bothers him more.
I'm sure it does, but like
Hence the hat.
it got me thinking about like other wrestlers who have had like horrible balding incidents.
Oh dear.
And when I was really thinking about it, the other one that comes to mind in like recent memory is like Sting.
Oh god.
Since he's come back, and the
Full on
Undertaker's
Jerry
in that
Only
kind
going
of,
on there, aren't he?
yeah, like extreme widow's peak. Still trying to keep it a bit long.
Yeah.
And it made me realise that there's nothing sadder than the balding goth. Just like...
Oh, as if they haven't got it bad enough anyway. It's when their precious dyed hair starts to disappear right in front of them.
When, like,
the only thing they want to see disappearing in front of them is their reflection.
This is why we're doing the podcast. It's for fucking gold like that. So I was trying to think of like other like examples of like the tragic balding goth. And
well, Danzig.
I saw Danzig live about 2 years ago now, and he was amazing.
Yeah, I heard it was a belter. I couldn't make it.
It was just. It was even you saying like, "Oh, I think his voice has gone now," and everyone else who I spoke to was like, "His voice has gone."
Yeah.
Not that night. It came back. He played We Are 138, and I almost got undressed. Like it was.
Which was his intention when writing it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Ballad that is We Are 138.
But he had this strange fringe.
Oh, okay.
Where like if you're looking at Danzig's face,
I often do. I'll just look at my leg and I see Danzig's face, and
then go up. And normally you have like a swept. He has like a swept fringe.
He did.
But he hasn't anymore.
For like the first 3 solo albums, I think.
Yeah, it goes up, and then it's like it cuts across at like a sheer 90 degrees.
Like the ski slope on The Price Is Right.
Yeah, it's like the ski slope on The Price Is Right, but on a forehead. I mean, like, he's doing better than The Undertaker and Sting, but, like, again, you look at your leg, see him in the glory days, and it's just like, you've got to think of your options at this point. And, like, I reckon that...
doesn't shave it off.
And he's never gonna, is he? So it's just gonna get worse and worse. Like, he's like, let's be honest here, Glenn Danzig is never gonna shave his hair off until the day he dies.
Because he will look like Sigourney Weaver in Alien 3.
Fuck. God, he would. Just imagine him like looking tormented while a xenomorph leans into French's ear. So, I've been thinking of like all these different examples, and none of them are good. I mean, like, I'm not sure if Marilyn Manson is balding as such.
I don't know.
But he can't do the long hair anymore, so he's been trying all these other possible options.
Cute bob, hasn't he?
Yeah, and it makes him look. Who are those lasses who host the Bake Off?
Mel and Sue.
He looks a bit like the one with the black hair from them two.
The female Stuart Lee.
Yeah. Well, that's Marilyn Manson's current look. And I saw Alkaline Trio a few weeks ago.
You bastard.
They were very good, but Matt Skiba did not take that flat cap off for the entire set.
He used to have a mini devil lock hidden in his hair, he once said in Correct.
He did, yeah, and he could pull it out. Which I when I first saw that, I really wanted that.
You could you could pull it out in front of people who've got like the Crimson Ghost t-shirt on, don't you? Just give him a little nod.
Well, can you in 2015?
Every cunt,
because it used to be like if you're sat on the underground and it's you're on the last train back to your house and you look across and you see someone wearing the old Crimson Skull, you know that like if it's just you two on the train and it gets awkward, you can at least Misfits, yeah. But that don't mean shit anymore because it could be anyone. They could have picked that up in fucking Top Man
easily.
See, pull your devil lock out and they're just like, what? What does this mean?
You might as well pull your fucking dick out.
Yeah, it's probably less offensive to them at that point. But yeah, it's just like the thing is though about like the goth hair is like, because I used to wear a lot of black. I wouldn't say I was ever a goth, but I used to wear a lot of black.
Well, you kind of have to when you're
Yeah.
growing up listening to metal.
Yeah, for 6 months I had a pair of New Rollers. They made me climbing
Did you really?
upstairs really hard. Yeah,
Did you want to be
I had,
Mr. Furious from Mystery Men? Is that why?
No, I had short ones because I even like the really big ones. I always thought, now you look like a tool. But I had the short ones, and they were really nice, well-made boots at the end of the
I'm
day.
sure.
But you just couldn't fucking go anywhere practical in them.
They
were just
who's the
these
Mr. Man with
huge
massive
weights.
boots on?
Yeah, I couldn't deal with them. But when you see yourself in the mirror and you got your long hair and you goffed up, you instantly think, I'm the Crow.
Then you go to the local rock club, feeling like Eric Draven.
Yeah.
You think
all skinned up, skin tight, black
fishnet
clothes.
sleeves.
I'm the Crow.
Not that I ever did that. It must be said. I was more wigger than anything else. Clearly, distinctly rap metal in those years.
You see, that's the problem. There is like the rap metal look.
It's terrible.
It's terrible, but like I think a lot of it is just down to association.
Yeah.
Like, because it's instantly associated with Fred Durst.
Flame sleeve tattoos going up from the wrist.
But he never did that, did he?
No, I think that's just by association.
That's just it's just this weird shitty association. Which
Fred Durst hair. He's had permanently had a hat on, hasn't he?
That's true, yeah, but he was never goth. And if he was, I want to see it. Saying that though, like this whole balding goth situation, it has, it did get me thinking that like, although clearly the Crow is like everyone's end game.
Oh yeah.
Like that is what the goth look wants to be. You want to look like Eric Draven, sleek, sexy, long black hair, bit mysterious, yeah. I'm telling you, if he wanted to keep that running for the rest of his life,
short life,
he's just gonna. Well, this is it. Maybe they did him a favour.
That's it.
Because he's legendary.
Someone was sent back
for
from
not
the future,
going bald.
a T-800, to kill Brandon Lee before he turned America into a nation of PVC-clad night warriors.
Yeah, and like if someone had off the Undertaker, not that he isn't already dead.
Apparently, you see that he collapsed, or is that a work?
I think that's a work. For those who are listening who don't know what a work is, we'll have to explain all the wrestling terminology that
there'll be a glossary on the Twitter page somewhere.
Yeah, work, not real. Shoot, real. But yeah, like if the Undertaker had been off when he was in his prime with his long flowing locks, that would still be a look that people aspired to. But now you see him and you just think,
you think someone's uncle,
come on, Dad. Yeah, what are you doing?
And he's covered up that Sarah tattoo. Although I've been out of wrestling for a few years. Let's say it like I used to be a fucking wrestler. But that Sarah tattoo he had on his neck for ages that they tried to work into some kind of angle years ago.
Yeah.
That's been covered up with some shitty like tribal, isn't it, or something?
Well, yeah, that was.
I only noticed it the other night.
That was his missus.
Yeah.
And well, I think he.
I'm guessing he
started,
isn't anymore.
I think he started putting it in one of the divas.
I wonder which one.
It was Michelle McCool.
I don't know that.
She's it was in the Wilderness Years.
Oh.
And so that had to go. But yeah, just that whole thing was like really. I think I could probably move it from like there's nothing more depressing than balding goths to there's nothing more depressing than aging wrestlers.
Oh, it's sad, isn't it? Although, speaking of aging wrestlers, the Dudley Boys coming back. Yeah. Sorry, everyone, this isn't going to be about wrestling for the entire.
No, but this is important.
Yeah, Dudley Boys, if you know them, they came back yesterday, looking wonderful.
They looked just
in prime shape.
Yeah, they looked just
best
like they
ever.
Hadn't missed a beat.
Yeah, still got it. Still got the same 4 moves.
Yeah, but then you watch, the Hall of Fame, and it's just. I mean, the Hall of Fame is hyped up as this like really. Like kind of like a celebration. It's a really happy event.
Yeah.
And I guess it is, but there is part of me who's like my not university challenge. I'd never go on. I'd never be allowed on that.
Wait,
the other one,
university
mastermind. My mastermind subject is dead wrestlers and what they died of.
Crash Ollie.
His was the standard, wasn't it?
The standard pills in his sleep.
Yeah, in his sleep, standard. The classic.
They've got a rubber stamp made up.
Yeah,
the coroners.
done. Yeah, but because of this knowledge of, I mean, I could have applied myself to mathematics and maybe gone to university and
Something
got on
useful,
university
yeah.
challenge, but unfortunately my brain is filled with information on dead wrestlers and how they died, and because of that knowledge, when I watch the Hall of Fame, it starts as this kind of, you've stayed up late and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get to see XYZ come out and do their thing, and they come out and you're just like, oh, that's really sad. You've got no money at all.
And no knees.
And Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck.
He don't care, he's fucking rolling in it.
Yeah. Wrestlers.
Let's stop wrestling.
Yeah, we should,
unless you wanted to carry on with your
I'm
aged goth stroke wrestlers, which I like.
I'm good. I think that's all of them.
Okay.
There's probably loads more. It's very sad.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. We all have a mate as well, who's the aging goth.
Ooh. Everyone
has an aging goth mate. If you grew up listening to metal, you'll have that one mate who didn't fucking grow out of it.
You will. I'm trying to think, and I can't place one. I'm sure there's plenty.
I'm sure there's a couple, but when you're starting to hit our age, it is just like, look, you can still wear the black because it is slimming and we're all filling out a bit.
And at this age, yes, we need to wear a lot of black.
Yeah, you might want to short back and sides.
Looking like fucking the death metal Terry Nutkin.
It does go like that, doesn't it? God, I don't know. Enough wrestling. Enough. Because it is. I mean, we should probably warn. Yeah, it's potential. It could always end up wrestling. Just so you know.
It could.
So if you do like what you hear, and you think, I'm gonna fucking subscribe to this and I'm gonna follow it, this is my new podcast, just keep that in mind.
Yes, it's new.
We can just go wrestling at the drop of a hat.
We could.
Like that.
We won't.
Wrestling.
Durst. They're the tipping points. I was thinking about RoboCop earlier. As I do many mornings.
Yeah, no, I do this every now and again. I mean, I watch it once every 6 months. Just to keep it.
Yeah, it's got to be about that. I always say I'm going to watch RoboCop tonight. I never do.
No.
I don't want it to become Home Alone 2, which is probably my most watched film.
Really?
It's got, no, Jaws, but
right.
it's up there. It's up there.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah, and I was thinking the first time that I watched RoboCop, and it was at my mate Andrew Pitt's 9th birthday party. And it just got me thinking about kids' birthday parties for some reason. Not in a capturing the Freedman's way.
No, of course not, no.
But I don't know, it's just... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this at all.
It's fine. RoboCop, right? I had a similar story with RoboCop. I was maybe like 7 or maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah. And
I had a friend. His name's James Hasselgrave, and he used to live round the corner in the village. And I used to go over to his house, and we used to play SNES games, and before that play Commodore 64 games. Of course. But occasionally we'd watch a couple of videos
that you weren't normally allowed to watch,
and just digging through, what's this? RoboCop. Now the thing about RoboCop is
the enticing name.
well, first and foremost, yes, obviously RoboCop. I mean, what is there not to like? But not only that, is like RoboCop at that time was kind of pitched as this kid's superhero, there wasn't he?
Well, there was a cartoon, weren't there? And toys.
We had the game.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So we were just like, yeah, it's fucking RoboCop from the game. So we put that on.
First couple of scenes, but
yeah, and the next, and I don't remember personally being shocked by it or anything. If anything, it sort of kick-started this mess of a human that is currently talking on a podcast.
I'd say the same. Yeah,
but when poor Emil met his end, fucking James was not in a good way. He did not enjoy that.
That weren't in the cartoon, was it?
No, it wasn't in the game either. There would have. I mean, imagine that. There's a level where you've got to chuck Emil into toxic waste, and then watch him get run over by
a speeding car.
Yeah, speeding car.
It ended in a right bloody mess.
It's spectacular, and it gets better. I love that bit because I'm convinced that one scene in RoboCop, which was as a kid, despite it not really affecting me and making me go, I can't sleep. I'm seeing Emil's melting body. Imagine trying to explain that to like my mum.
Yeah.
Like,
what's the matter? What's the matter, Andy?
Emil.
Oh, why are you crying?
Emil.
Who's Emil?
Got killed by RoboCop.
Emil Heskey?
Sort of. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I don't know fuck all about football. I know John Walk, Warren Barton, Robbie Earl, and clearly Emil Heskey.
That's right. I mean, the thing about Emil Heskey is, like, you don't need to know any more than that, other than whenever you drop him in as a reference, it's funny. Like,
Pat Nevin.
Yeah.
Because he's a big My Bloody Valentine fan.
You see, that's the thing, is I think that, like, the players that you do know are all ones that can be applied in a humorous way. Like, if you're trying to think of something and you go, it's a bit like, I don't know, fucking Robbie Earl, that's always going to be quite funny. So even if there's like no context, it can he is inherently amusing for some reason. But yeah, I think that one scene with Emil blowing up it's definitely what got me into the nastier side of films. Same,
absolutely.
Because that whole bit is basically how to do trauma special effects 101.
It is, and something like that, just going back, thinking about all those films in the 80s, you don't see, even in those film Predator, in any of the big action films from the 80s, you never saw anything quite like that death, did you? There's always like someone getting shot in the head or an arm flying off. But never someone being doused in toxic waste and then get hit by a car and bursting.
He looked like vomit.
Yeah.
Like when he went, like, I've been sick and it looked like Emil's exploding corpse. That's happened. After like a particularly wrong ravioli or something like that.
How does that go wrong?
I don't know. It's got toxic waste in it.
But that kind of kick-started, what was it, about 9, 10. I used to go to my granddad's every Sunday, and he had a fucking huge collection of videos.
Yeah. And
he'd always put on war films, and they were always like PG-15 at a push. And then we'd get stuff like Hamburger Hill, Platoon, things like that. But then there's a fantastic exploding head in Hamburger Hill. And I became obsessed with exploding heads. Not to the point where I would start, taking people out from the roof or whatever. But it's fucking RoboCop's fault. Everything is RoboCop's fault.
Yeah, it's just like...
when I first got into metal, I didn't just go to fucking AC/DC or some shit. I went to Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, and that's because of RoboCop.
Yeah, it is. It's the
and specifically Emil.
Yeah, you can pick. Yeah, my entire life revolves around about a 3-minute scene, if that.
Yeah,
in a Paul Verhoeven film.
That's fine though. I mean, like there are significantly worse 3-minute scenes in Paul Verhoeven films that you could have based your life on. Fucking credits to Showgirls.
Yeah, if I'd based my life around the jacuzzi scene in Showgirls, my life would have taken a different turn.
It'd be a very different podcast.
It would.
It'd be on video for starters.
I'll be recording this in prison.
Yeah, so just I don't know, man. I think see, this is the thing I don't really trust about like the BBFC. Like, I think it's obviously got a place.
Oh, definitely.
Trying to get serious now.
It didn't in 1984.
But yeah, but like, that's the thing, is like, it just there's certain experiences that I had, and like if I was to have a kid, I would have to try and time it to perfection. Like, right, when do I leave
the thing?
Yeah, the thing.
Or just out on the stairs. Somewhere.
Yeah, when but it's hard to do because video's just not a thing anymore.
Well, no,
you don't get. You don't get like unlabeled MP4 files. You know what I mean? Like taped off TV, I guess. It's just not how it is. It
either goes that someone's left the video in the player and it's unmarked, or you go to a friend's house with more lenient parents and they're happy for you to sit there and watch them.
Yeah, that's
how it was anyway.
Yeah, but that's just not going to happen anymore. So
no.
But that's the thing, is I worry for the future of like the genre.
Yeah, where are these youngsters that are going to grow up who had found a copy of Street Trash?
Yeah,
just on VHS in his brother's room, and you're not going to get that anymore. That's terrifying. What are we going to get?
fucking loads of...
There's people that watch the first 4 minutes of, I don't know, fucking Combat Shark on YouTube, think they're boring, turn it off.
Yeah, that's a good ass film though.
Oh,
so,
God, it's beautiful.
But this is it. Is like you bed things in, like the sort of passion that you would have to go into making a film like the lads did in Troma.
Oh yeah.
You would have to bed that in from a young age, because otherwise, when you look at like what the budget is and probably how much difficulty that went into making some of those films.
Oh yeah, I've got Lloyd Kaufman. He wrote a book. I can't remember the name of it now. It just explains like each film they made up until around about 95 and how much it cost and the ins and outs of what they did and didn't do to get it made, and it's just hugely inspirational if you're looking to make films like that. I just can't see people doing it anymore. It's all fucking 4-minute viral videos of haha we're doing fatalities from Mortal Kombat, and it doesn't interest me. That's not a film. It's just a fuck about.
Yeah. Well, that's it as well. It's like there's no like TV, like the stuff that was. I mean, we just sound like fucking old men.
There's no escaping what we are.
No, if you've come here, like,
then in some way you know one of us or both.
Yeah.
Or either it's in
heaven
E-World
forbid
or
you're
real life.
a stranger. Like if you are, hello, you should know. You should have known what you were getting yourself into. I don't know, man. It's just the way it's the fucking way she goes, isn't it? There is just like no more. There's no more room for, kind of accidentally exposing yourself to something there isn't. It just everything seems quite safe.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll have to like.
Yeah, that has its merits, though. I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think I want my kid of 8 finding fucking half the shit that's out there.
Well, no, I guess that's the other thing as well. Is like, all right, we've just complained that like no one's making stuff like RoboCop anymore, but at the same time,
we're getting stuff like Human Centipede 3.
Human Centipede 3's just been released.
Yeah,
3?
Which is the best film I've bought in absolutely ages, and without a hint of irony, it's incredible.
Oh no, it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it. I wasn't going to commit to it at that level.
Given what Human Centipede 2 was.
Yeah, but again, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But it's 3.
It's all based around that one performance as well.
What, Dieter Laser?
If he weren't in it, if it was, I don't know, fucking anybody else but him.
Who's that guy who's in like Lord of the Rings? He's in the Hobbit. He's in everything.
Martin Freeman.
It was
Martin Freeman.
If it was him,
looking at the camera, shrugging his shoulders,
and
then eating the clitoris.
Yeah, giving him energy. It just wouldn't work. Whereas they've got this like
force
mad
of fucking
old
insane nature,
German actor, Dieter Laser. His
man.
name,
the name alone is what he hired just on name alone.
And honestly, you don't have to see the film, right? Because it is horrific, and has way too many shots of people's genitals being mutilated.
Yeah.
But Dieter Laser's performance in it is just I know that like there's a certain criteria for the Oscars. Bear with this, and like you can't just say that he's Oscar worthy because of what he did there. But like, if you break it down, that he is a character that is obviously, hopefully, clearly, completely unlike what he's like in real life.
I'm sure,
but he's completely believable as this complete head case.
Just insane.
Where even the people who are on side with him are clearly utterly terrified of him, right? And I'm just like, Dieter Laser for the Oscar nod.
So I've not seen a performance like that since. God, it's going to be Nicolas. One of two Nicolas Cage performances. It's the Bad Lieutenant pseudo sequel, which he's just amazing in, or going years back, Vampire's Kiss. Yeah, it's just. I've not seen anything like that in forever, and I've watched a lot of shit. It's just breathtaking. And that's not a hint of embellishment there. It's just unbelievable. I'm gonna watch it again later.
There is like this other, like one of the other things I really like about it is the fact that you can tell that every single person in the film is in on it.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, they're in on it and they know this is the last one.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of fuck it,
anything goes.
Yeah,
and it does.
And it really does. And it's not like a film for everyone, but
No.
there's a certain like energy that you like, sort of the atmosphere to the film, which isn't necessarily like just shock and horror. There is just this kind of like weird feeling of they're all having a laugh.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck did this get made?
Yeah.
But we're making it, so fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, almost like they were trying, like they were goading the censors, like, come on, like, this is our last one, we want to cause a shitstorm.
And it got passed uncut.
Passed uncensored.
Passed uncensored.
Which is
completely.
really weird, because I have a banned DVD.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to really say, because don't the police come up to your door and go, that's actually contraband.
Maybe trading standards, yeah. You might get raided.
Fuck it. I mean, to be honest, it's good publicity for the podcast, so I'll tell you. I was working at HMV back in the day, and you get stock of product like 4 or 5 days before it comes out, so you can process it. And obviously, if you're working for Amazon, you get the stock early, so you can send it out so they get it on release date. Otherwise, what's the point in you existing? There's this. You do just tend to be sat on stock for sometimes up to a week, and it's just sat there. Now, you used to be able to buy it early. HMV, they stopped doing that. But we had an awfully generous manager who would allow us to sort some stuff out like that, which is how I got an slightly changing the topic, how I got this like Uncle bootleg.
Uncle, as in James Lavelle.
As in James Lavelle.
Okay, yeah.
It's they released this. It's like you know, like the Dirt Chamber Sessions Prodigy thing. It's kind of like that. It was like an Uncle mix CD.
Oh, okay, right.
And we had it on the shelves for about 3 days, and I bought it, and then we got a message through saying to recall it.
Oh, right.
And it's because it had a couple of unlicensed Michael Jackson samples in it. And apparently the legal team was just like, hang on. So it got pulled, and I've never seen it since. But it was a Japanese film called Grotesque.
That rings a bell.
It came in, and I bought it. And then before it was released, the BBFC banned it.
Oh, okay. But
the stock's out there. The stock was out there, and it was passed with an 18.
Yeah, so it had been passed.
Yeah, but then some things have changed, and they pulled it.
Right.
So it was never actually made it shelves. But by this point, I'd bought the fucking thing, and it was and had watched it. And apparently, the reason why the premise of the film is there's this Japanese couple, lad and a lass, walking around. They get smacked on the head with back on the head with a hammer in about the first 30 seconds, and they wake up in this like Fritzl-like underground fortress run by this one guy, and the next 70 minutes is him systematically torturing them to death. Right? That's the entire plot. Yeah. And apparently it was banned because of that lack of plot.
I guess it's concentrates solely on the torture, and there's no redemption or anything. I think that's August Underground got the same thing.
Yes.
It's a pile of
that
shit.
Isn't very good. It's not very good anyway. But yeah, it's kind of weird that like after seeing both those films, the Human Centipede is far worse in terms of what it portrays. Yeah. Like there's some stuff in the Human Centipede 3 that's indefensible.
It's just amoral, isn't it? It's just
But it does have a plot.
A very convoluted one. Let's get the director of the Human Centipede films 1 and 2 into the prison because I want to film a 500-person Human Centipede. Yeah. And Tom Six himself actually appears in it and says, "Oh, this is disgusting." Walks out. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm glad it exists. Put it that way.
Do you know what the thing about it is, as well as like, despite it obviously being it's obviously higher budget than the other two, and it's still quite low budget. Yeah. But like, if you're gonna make a 500-person centipede, you got to show it.
Yeah.
And they do.
It's CG,
and it is quite spectacular.
Yeah,
nonetheless.
Yeah. It is just the little movements here and there. That looks good.
Yeah, like you do get to see 500 people chained ass to mouth, basically. Yeah. And if that's not a glowing endorsement of the movie, then I don't really know what
that
is.
Should be the tagline.
Yeah.
Yasss Podcast says, if you want to see 500 people tied up ass to mouth, where you then?
This is the one. Yeah. This is the one for you.
It's great. How do we even get to this? I can't remember.
I don't know,
Just off the back of RoboCop. See, RoboCop once again.
Yeah. See, speaking of RoboCop, right? You know how you said earlier, like, I always say I'm going to watch RoboCop and never do. I do that a lot, but I also have this thing where, like, they periodically show it at the Prince Charles cinema. Yeah, I know. All right, okay, that's what.
Was it a shoot-along showing or something?
Fucking probably, all right. But the thing is, I never go because I'm so poisoned against the place.
I've been a few times. Once to a Grease sing-along, which is absolutely fine, obviously. And the second, the last time I went was time before last. It was a Troma triple bill.
Okay.
And it was what was it? Not Stepfather. Anyway, something. I was so fucked off by the end of Class of Newcomb High, and this is before they even showed Toxic Avenger. I just went. It's just a sea of braying, fucking juggalos. It was just
yeah.
I mean, there's not much plot to follow in these films, but I just couldn't hear anything. And it's God, beer flying everywhere.
This is it. Is like, so I've never been at one of those quote-alongs. But the very idea of going into a film and someone saying the punchlines like they're fucking big and clever.
I know this one. Like, as much as I fucking worship The Big Lebowski, imagine sitting with a sea of people that know every fucking word.
Even if I was watching it with you.
Yeah,
and you,
I'd be fucking elbowing you, telling you shut up.
Yeah, and you turn around and
shut the fuck up, Donnie.
It's just like my opinion, man. I'd be like, fuck, shut up. Like, I know, it's funny. It's funny when Jeff Bridges says it.
Oh God.
So
it's like those Arnie all-nighters. I'd love to go to that.
But yeah,
fucking 6 brilliant Arnie films, but you'll be sat next to someone who just won't shut up in his Arnocorps t-shirt.
Yeah, I know the way to solve this. Right, is they've curated the films pretty damn well. There's a good spread they put on there.
I do go on the website and I have a look sometimes.
Me
There's
too,
always something that I like to go
all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Let me create the audience. I'll stand by the door, and if you show up, if you're wearing a fucking World of Warcraft hoodie, you're on your ass.
What would your you're in? What would the costume be? The outfit?
What, for me?
What would they have to be wearing for you to allow them into this?
I don't know. Just fucking jeans normally. And a black t-shirt. Yeah. Like just if they've bought the shirt off Redbubble, right? No.
There's our sponsor gone.
Yeah, fucked it. If their t-shirt that they're wearing has a reference to the thing they're going to see.
Oh God, that's like going to see a band wearing the fucking band t-shirt.
Yeah, unless it's Iron Maiden, which case it's fine. Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed in unless you're wearing an Iron Maiden.
So you've got. If you're going to see a RoboCop all-nighter where for some reason they're showing RoboCops 1, 2 and 3 and the Prime Directives
and you're wearing an OCP hoodie,
you're out.
Get out.
However, if you're wearing a Terminator hoodie, come in, that's fine.
You've got fine taste, sir. Come in.
However, there is a twist to this.
Ooh.
If you are wearing any merchandise that has reference to 2 unrelated franchise or more on the shirt.
Okay. Oh God, like those T-Fury ones.
Yeah, so someone comes in and it's Terminator,
but it's Lion-O from Thundercats in that pose with a sword.
Because you're gonna be a shouter. You're gonna be giving it stick around. Get out.
You're banned for life, mate. Piss off.
Yeah. But it's weird that it's got this weird because it's only.
Why are we so bothered about it?
Yeah, why are we so bothered about it? But then, there are certain films they show that attract people like us who are going to be bothered about it, and then just people who are just like, I'm just going to quote it, it's fine. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's a nightmare.
I'm sure the people that go love it, and they're fucking welcome to it, because I won't be.
Do you know what? I bet it's brilliant.
They could show fucking Jaws, Caligula, the aforementioned Street Trash, and Combat Shock, and RoboCop, and you wouldn't fucking get me there because I know what it'd be like.
What, just everyone quoting the end of Combat Shock?
Everyone shoot. If everyone shot themselves at the end of that, I would go and I'd point and laugh. I'd love
that would be incredible.
After drinking the free shitty milk.
Yeah. We should do that. Right, this is it. From now on, everyone who's listening, all fucking 6 of you, let's get this podcast big so we can put on a movie night where we all go to some shitty cinema, drink rotten milk, cook a fetus, and shoot ourselves in the head.
Bring your own disabled baby night.
It was such a fucked up film.
I love it. It's beautiful.
It is. It's the bleakest.
Oh.
See, the only other time I've been to the PCC was a God. What is it? The God Bless America? Yeah, God Bless America.
Oh, the Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, and he was there.
Oh wow!
And I fucking.
Did he do the voice?
He didn't
undo the voice.
He didn't do the voice,
Good.
but he was outside, and
someone in the audience was doing it for him, quoting along.
Probably, but he was quite good with hecklers.
Good.
But yeah,
stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he was really good, really knowledgeable, and do you know what? I didn't even realise that he this makes me sound really dumb, but I didn't realise that he had a pretty strong suite of films underneath him.
Oh, Shakes the Clown. You've seen that?
That's his. That's the next on the list.
It's fucking excellent.
And I haven't seen the one he did for TV where he basically convinced that comedian that he was super famous, and it's like a real documentary.
Oh wow, I heard of that.
Yeah, I can't remember its name. This is the first fuck up I'm gonna have. But yeah, it was it might have been the first thing he did. He basically got everyone in this guy's life in on it, and just convinced him that he was a megastar.
It's like a Darren Brown Channel 4 thing.
Yeah, and yeah, it was pretty cool. But I've since gone back and watched a bunch of his other stuff, like World's Best Dad.
Who would have thought from Z to that?
I know, and apparently his 2 latest ones are really good as well.
I wasn't a big fan of that God Bless America, but I might have been in a mood at the time, so I might.
Maybe I mean yeah. I mean, since I've gone back and watched his other stuff, most of it's better.
It really reminded me of what was it? Series 7, The Contenders.
Yes, yeah. Similar sort of style, yeah. I can't remember what his latest one's called. I'll have to look it up. Here we go. This is good radio for you. Bobcat Goldthwait films. Oh no, I've broke it. What's going on? Yeah, I fucked it. Alright, that's good. So I'm using a Mac, and I don't know what things I don't know what happens when you move the mouse. All the things change. There we go. His latest film is called Willow Creek. That's meant to be good. It's about fucking Bigfoot.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that was the other one. His first major film. I haven't seen this either. This is just the Bobcat Goldthwait half hour. Yeah, his first film before World's Greatest Dad and God Bless America. It was after the stuff that we talked about before as well. The clown and the documentary. It's called Sleeping Dogs Lie.
Yeah, that sounds familiar as well.
Right, so it's his third feature film. It's his first kind of major one. Right, I will read you the synopsis because I've not seen it, but I do kind of want to give this a watch because it just sounds incredibly weird. Okay, Sleeping Dogs Lie is about a youthful, impulsive instance of oral sex performed upon a dog, which opens the door to a black comedy about the complexities of honesty.
Wow, that's the night sorted.
And shortly after it was released, it was presented as John Waters' annual selection of favourite film.
Surprise, surprise.
There you go. So it sounds pretty good.
Wow, that does sound.
I think that's the only cool thing about the PCC is you do get occasionally nights where it's hey, this person's here.
Yeah,
and it's not just that guy from the
room.
fucking room. Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau, yeah.
Seems to have a fucking residence.
He's their fucking luncheon ticket though, isn't he? At the minute. He's doing every fucking night, pretty much. But people go. Yeah. I was going to do one of the very first screenings of Miami Connection in the UK. It's just at a local gallery in Milton Keynes where I live. And I got fucking beat by a couple of weeks by Prince Charles, so fucking...
Oh, that's cold.
Have you seen that?
I've not. I've heard incredible things.
Man, it's beautiful. Just a group of ninjas that play in a rock and roll band by night. Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
never gonna be shit.
It sounds like that Japanese film with Wolf in the title.
Wolf.
Yeah, they're a band. They're a rock and roll band with Wolf in the name. And I've forgotten it. Never mind.
Okay.
But it's like a sort of Japanese schlocky horror film.
Oh right. Okay.
Wild Zero, the name of the film is. There we go.
Another one.
And there's a band in it. Guitar Wolf.
Guitar Wolf.
And it's Guitar Wolf, the band, are in it, and they're fighting zombies and stuff.
Of course.
And it's as good as you want it to be honest. It's one of them.
One of them. No one will.
Yeah. It's alright.
Games.
Games. Yes.
I can't fucking wait for Transformers.
It looks really good,
It looks like the old G1 cartoon.
Yeah. The only problem is, it's made by Platinum, and it's made by their B team.
Oh, it is, so it's not like the Bayonetta lot and all that.
But I don't think that necessarily is a total shiner.
No. What I've seen, like the gameplay stuff, it's...
Yeah, it looks simple, but fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that simple and fun, combined with the fact that it looks like my childhood, is probably enough to pull the wool over any sort of like complaints of it being shallow or boring or anything like that. I
was thinking, like, if after character select, because it looks like it's just like an arena based fighter, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to take it to Evo next year.
If you're playing on your own, stick it on demo mode and go and play Street Fighter. If I went after character select, and you could only be Autobots in this, I hear.
Okay, that's fair. That's the good guys.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be Starscream. Come on.
Oh, tough shit.
Yeah.
DLC.
They've sold it already. Sold. But if I hear Dare by Stan Bush as I go towards that first arena, that'll be game of my life.
Yeah, I'll probably just start crying.
Yeah, because you can stick fucking the touch up your arse. It's bollocks in comparison to Dare.
It's not as good as Dare. I mean, it still has its moments.
It does.
But it's played out.
Yeah.
And it's played out by people who don't give a fuck about Transformers.
People
as well. Like,
wear a t-shirt with Transformers the movie on it that goes to Prince Charles.
Yeah. But Transformers the movie, much like RoboCop, was responsible for a harrowing, life-changing moment in my life.
The scene at the beginning where Unicron's eating everybody?
No, it was more when my parents rented it from the video shop that was on the corner when I lived in Ryton, near Newcastle, thinking, Andrew likes Transformers, this'll be good. They put it on. I'm sat there with my fucking Optimus Prime Fortress decked out in front of me, and cunt's off, and he's off in the first half hour. And apparently I was inconsolable.
I saw that at the cinema, and I wasn't as pissed off at that as I was at Master of the Universe, just because they completely got it wrong. And even at when did that come out? 86, 87? So I was about 8. I was Mark Kermode after that to my mum on the bus on the way home. I was fucking ripping into it. There's no Orko. They replaced him with fucking Gwildor.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
Oh, dude.
But that kind of weird leathery skin effect was sort of in vogue.
It was. You got to think like Willow
it?
And Legend and
they
stuff.
Probably had some left over from Willow. Yeah. Fuck it, put it together, stick it in that.
It's better than animating a purple sheet.
Go.
That would be Orko, yeah.
Actually, it's funny you should bring up Masters of the Universe, right? The end of that film.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Skeletor pops his head up, I'll be back. It's been fucking 25 years.
At least. Yeah, Frank Langella's still doing the rounds, still active. I reckon they should make like just a standalone follow-up, just Skeletor, just at the bottom of that pit.
Yeah.
just fucking bored out of his mind.
I've been in here for a quarter of a century.
Oh, I didn't like that because his hood fell off.
It was weird. He looked bald. Very
again.
Full circle. Skeletor,
the circle of life.
Bald. That's what happens. You just look like Skeletor, unable to commit to a return.
Stuck in that same pit for 25 years.
Oh dear. Do you know what I've been playing today?
You've been playing that Mega Man collection, haven't you?
I've been, Mega Man Legacy
thing, which I can't understand.
Yeah, that Pac-Man thing.
What is it?
Pretty good. It's based, like your endless runners on your phone.
Oh, like your Temple Run and all that shit.
Yeah, it's one of them, but Pac-Man.
Okay.
So it's just that the screen scrolls upwards as you go, and it's just an endless Pac-Man maze filled with ghosts and pills to kill the ghosts and cherries. Yeah, and some of the dots have like breaks in the lines.
Okay.
So you have to like find a route where you can keep the chain of dot combo going. but obviously sometimes there'll be a ghost, so you have to just break your dot chain combo. And to keep you moving, you know, like when an old arcade game just shit the bed and you just saw all that weird...
Oh, the famous Pac-Man kill screen. Level 256.
The kind of weird... you know what it looks like, the kind of weird...
half glitch
scramble.
Sort of,
yeah, that's chasing you.
Oh, wow, okay.
So if you stop and try and, you know, hang around for a ghost to go past, you'll get swallowed up by the void, basically.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And yeah, it's what I do on the way to work now.
Yeah.
Just sit there just swiping Pac-Man away. But the Mega Man collection's brilliant.
What is it, 1 to 10?
It's 1 through 6.
Okay.
So it's only the NES ones, but I'm at the last level on the first one. In fact, I've been rudely interrupted to come and do this podcast. All things considered. I'm about to be Dr. Wily.
Oh.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got like loads of like little features, like so you can save mid-game, which makes it...
God, there's a
somewhat
lifesaver.
less of a... Yeah, but it's...
Those games, man, Jesus Christ. I mean, the only one I think I ever owned was Mega Man 2 on the NES.
That's the best.
Oh, yes, I loved it. But I'd never beat it. I don't think I'd ever beat it.
It's because it's impossible. like there's no shame in not being able to beat Mega Man. It's insane.
The music in that game as well was just stunning.
The title screen alone.
Yeah.
It pans up. Yeah. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing that loads, and that. I say loads. I've had it for 6 hours. But I've spent a lot of time in that last 6 hours doing nothing but playing Mega Man. So, and I don't know. I found it really hard to get back into anything that I've played, like anything else. Like I'm just like I feel like I'm in a holding pattern before Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I'm still last gen myself, so I'm still Street Fighter 4 against nobody because no fucker plays it on 360 anymore.
Yeah, they all moved in the last week or so. It used to be really busy on the 360 until
they fixed the PS4 version.
Which it's still...
Is it still a bit iffy?
There's still some weird shit.
Jeez, that would wind me up no end. It's the slightest difference that affects how you play.
It's not like anything that anyone will know.
It'll be like the Sonic Boom comes out like a few frames later or something.
Yeah, it's like some people have had like trying to punish someone with like an Ultra, and 3 times with exactly the same input speed it'll work, and 1 time they'll block it.
Oh, okay.
And no one's figured out why.
Get Desk on it.
I think that's who I saw actually tweeting about it. Yeah, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I will eventually. I'll get the PS4 eventually. Xbox One doesn't seem to have much for me at the minute.
Well, it's pointless you getting an Xbox One because even if you like all the games on the Xbox One, I
can't fucking play anybody.
You're not going to get Street Fighter 5.
Ah, cool. There we go. Decision made.
It's Sony bought them outright.
And it's on PC. It's on Steam as well now.
It is, but like last time I checked, your PC wasn't fit for purpose.
I'm running Vista. Barely. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got half of the laptop hanging off the side of the desk, so it doesn't overheat and shut off like it's been doing.
Yeah, wasn't your PC held together mainly by ideas?
Oh, my old PC, yeah. I don't think it could run Hotline Miami.
There you go. So you need to buy it there. PS4 problem solved. But yeah, it's weird because like obviously by the time we do our next episode, we'll have loads of games to talk about because it's all go.
Is it
September?
Oh, of course, leading up to Christmas, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's September the 1st. It's Metal Gear Solid, and every week from there on, there's something.
I'm confused. Metal Gear Solid 5, I thought was out already.
No, they
was
did
that like a little demo thing was released.
Kind of, yeah, and it's a bit weird because in Resident Evil 4, which is
anything you say, I'll say yes to because that game is the best game ever made.
Yeah, it was something that will be brought up many times during this podcast. In Resident Evil 4, you know how the start and the Gyarados village siege is still like held as like the best fucking way to start a game ever
because you have to learn it there and then.
Yeah. Like, and even when you break it down from like gameplay down to like things like the aesthetic, the way that it is basically the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. And by that I don't mean because there's a man with a chainsaw. I just mean that horrible, foreboding atmosphere that feels like someone's put you in a fucking steam kettle and it's just turning it up and up and
Baby
up,
in the oven.
and it just like the intensity just ramps up until suddenly,
Yeah,
it's gone.
yeah.
And like they really nailed it with that. If that £30 demo of Metal Gear Solid
30 quid?
5, whatever, yeah, it was £30. It's a standalone
Okay.
thing. But if they didn't release that and that was the first level
Okay.
in whatever is coming, because it's basically a prologue to this. If this was the first level to this game
Would it
coming
be
out, people would be talking about that like it was the most incredible thing in the world.
Okay.
But it's not. It was a standalone thing that you had
I've seen
to
a
buy.
few. It was going back a couple of years now when it's first announced. There was footage of where you were controlling Snake in a hospital, like on the floor, and your legs are fucked.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's the thing. No one knows anything about that apart from the people who've reviewed it. But
under embargo,
yeah.
I guess.
Well, no, the reviews have gone out, but people
right.
have been quite careful about spoilers.
Oh,
It's,
right.
But yeah, it's scoring top marks across the board. People are.
Have they ever put out a shiter?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. Rubbish.
Oh, I love to. That's the one on the where you start off as Raiden.
Snake on the boat.
I thought it was Raiden. I can't remember now.
Oh, well, yeah, you play as Raiden eventually.
It's been a long time.
But yeah, you play
Fat
as
bloke on
Snake
roller
the
skates with a
old-
load of bombs.
Yeah,
And then a vampire, undersea vampire.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it was rubbish.
the thing that you forget about it is, I was watching someone playing it recently, is you press start in that game, and you don't do anything for like 25 minutes. And then you move like literally like 3 or 4 screens, and then there's another 20-minute cutscene.
Yeah.
And it was like the series gets a bad rap for it, but like they dialed that stuff back massively from that game, and I think a lot of people just remember Metal Gear Solid 2 basically being this just fucking constant barrage of lengthy cutscenes.
Yeah. Well, didn't 4 have like a 90-minute cutscene?
Yeah, at the end.
Oh, is it? Oh, it is the ending.
And there's like a good 45-minute one in the middle, but I would be lying if...
I've heard that moves people to tears.
Yeah, that 45-minute cuts in the middle had me on the edge of my seat, and from that point onwards, my jaw hit the floor, and then I nearly cried during the ending cuts in the Metal Gear Solid.
I know people that have. Matty Lodge, if you're listening.
It's more than it's more than just the end of the series. It was like this game that I'd sort of grown up with as well, coming to an end, and like an utterly satisfying one as well. Like they don't fuck around with the end of that game. They throw everything at you, and I love how they did that whole thing. I remember seeing interviews with Kevin Smith before Clerks 2 saying similar things, where it was like, no, it's a good starting point. It's fine, like you don't need to know any of the references to get into it, and then you actually start playing it and watching it and you're like, bollocks, what are you talking about?
Oh, Clerks 2.
Do you like Clerks 2?
Yes.
I do.
I'd
as
say
well.
I do, because have been a huge fan of Clerks since it came out.
Yeah.
So all the little nods here and there were great. All the new bits were great. The dance scene was great because you got to see. I'm not even going to go into why the dance scene was great. No, I'm going to.
But you should watch it.
Yeah. And the ending again nearly had me in tears. Just the fact that it's Randall's little speech in the prison cell about how I can't even talk about it.
It's it was spot on. Like, 'cause the thing about because again, Kevin Smith gets a lot of shit, and some of it is deserved, but he does get a lot of heat. Basically, he's someone who should never have been allowed on Twitter.
Oh, I've never followed him on Twitter, just because I know what it'd be like.
Yeah, basically, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you're going to say, you're right. But like, Clerks is a film that I saw when I was working in a job where literally a week before I watched Clerks, I couldn't open the shop because someone had put gum in the locks. So needless to say, watching that film
struck a chord
was just
with you,
like, yeah, like I was just like, oh my god. So seeing those characters come back, I was like, okay, the film is a bit sillier and it's not quite as tight, or it lacked that kind of grittiness and realism.
The black and white grainy grittiness and the shit acting of the first one in parts as well was all gone.
I think by the time that Dante was driving around his car at night to 1979 by the
It had me there.
exactly.
See, that's one thing that Kevin Smith's fucking brilliant at. It's bits like that. It's just then he goes and makes the Walrus film and what have you. So.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. It was like there was that moment in that film where I was like, I can't fucking hate this film.
No,
like,
exactly.
There's enough to let it be all right. I haven't seen the Walrus.
No, I haven't. I can't be asked.
Did you see Red State though?
I had to watch that twice because the first time I just wasn't on side with it, and then it kind of wound me up so much I had to watch it again. And when I did, the ending kind of made a lot more sense.
Yes.
And I really liked it. And there's some fucking incredible performances in that. And Michael Parks.
Michael Parks.
And it was John Goodman as well.
Yeah, it was good.
I bought him as that kind of washed up old chief.
Yeah, definitely. There was like the ending of that film I really liked, but also just, I mean, it's an obvious one to talk about, but Parks doing this big fucking monologue in the middle of it before shooting that guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty good as well. Did you hear about what he wanted to do for the ending?
Oh, I think I heard that on a podcast or one of his live things.
Yeah, where he was just like, you know, when you hear the horns and there's some kids fucking with the religious camp.
Yeah, he just wanted. He was like, going to have like huge fucking angels and stuff, weren't he?
Yeah, he was going to have the four horsemen of the apocalypse show up and tear the world in half.
Yeah. No. Oh, that would have been better than Dogma.
Yeah.
Which is hit and
Jesus.
miss. But I do like Kevin Smith because he made Chasing Amy, which I think is, despite being a film which is basically Ben Affleck can turn you straight again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heart in that film. I like it a lot. And the scene where they have that big break up in the rain, and he's sat on the couch with a bottle of vodka, and what's his name? Is it Banky?
Yeah, Banksy.
Or Jason Lee
Whoever
just sits
Jason
down and just goes the girl, and there's that little nod with a tear, and it's fucking wicked, man. I love it. And there's a lot of shit in that film, but more good. But I do like Kevin Smith. That I will listen to that man talk about Batman, and have done for hours and hours. Because he knows everything about that man.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, isn't it? Because like Affleck's getting a lot of shit from people on the internet about being Batman,
despite looking absolutely perfect for him.
This is it. Is like because again, I used to be like really into the whole Kevin Smith thing. Like,
the US universe.
His little
same
thing around it, and I'm like, you do realise that like Affleck's a huge fucking comic mark.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like, because he gets flack for Daredevil.
Yeah,
and,
clearly,
like,
it's
some
not
of it
the worst thing about that film.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm like the biggest Daredevil fan.
Oh, I've got a Daredevil trade written by Kevin Smith, and the intro is written by Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he did the forward, didn't he? Yeah. So like, I don't know, like there's a few things there that I'm interested in. Affleck as Batman, definitely.
Absolutely.
As Kevin Smith said, Affleck can play anything, even the shark from Jaws. Yeah. All right, it's been an hour.
Yeah,
so
bloody hell.
I reckon that's a good enough place to end it.
I think. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in terms of getting this to you people right now. I'm not talking to you anymore. No. I'm talking to the Yasss universe at this point. If it's on SoundCloud, I think you can do things to like it on SoundCloud. If it's on iTunes, which it will be eventually, leave a comment. I think
is
that's
that what they
you do on iTunes. Leave a review.
I don't. When it comes to like Midnight Resistance, I listen to it and delete it off my phone, and that's about it.
No, that's what most people do. But I'm trying to create.
You do always say leave a comment and a review on the iTunes.
Yeah,
so do that
for
us as well.
A feeling of community around it. I think it's really popular to put podcasts on YouTube now.
That's
as well.
An easy way to do it as well.
Yeah,
good
so
way
if I
share
put
it
the cunt on YouTube, do that and tell everyone.
Tell the world we're coming.
Tell everyone.
And hell's coming with me. I think that's from Tombstone.